Mike, Melissa, people are being approached at malls and other public places, and they're hearing some flattering remarks. We decided to find out what it's all about. Has anyone ever told you you could be a model? Hundreds of Houstonians are hearing just that from talent scouts working for a company called eModel.
I would just go up to someone and ask them if they've ever modeled before.
Tom Rushing was a scout for eModel, and according to eModel's website, he was one of the company's top performers. But he says he quit after 6 weeks. He asked that we not show his face.
I feel that I've lost my integrity and honesty in a way.
He questions whether potential models may be misled by the company to have their pictures placed on the eModel website. It costs $455 plus a monthly fee of $19.95. What's more, some longtime Houston modeling professionals all seem to be wondering the same thing.
I personally do not understand what you are getting for the $455.
eModel maintains it's a website providing fashion and entertainment companies access to models. It is not an agency providing jobs. To find out what potential models are told, Fox 26 Investigates goes undercover to an eModel open call.
Okay, let me get all those that are waiting for the open call to come in.
During the presentation, Glenn Scott, owner of the eModel franchise in Houston, shows a videotape which makes a number of impressive claims.
Welcome to eModel, the world's largest modeling company.
I don't know what they're basing that on.
Dina Wade is with the Better Business Bureau. She posed as a potential model and went to the open call with our undercover producer.
eModel has over 2,500 employees, talent executives, scouts, and offices all over the world. From New York to Los Angeles, from Hong Kong to Paris, and from Rio to Cairo.
But at eModel corporate headquarters in Orlando, we get a different story. I mean, do you have offices in Paris and Rio and Cairo? Are there physical offices
Currently,
there?
we don't have physical offices there. We will next year.
Those in the open call are also told eModel works with proven model industry professionals. In fact, eModel claims over 5,000 modeling agencies and other industry types worldwide have access to the website.
We're an agency's best friend. We charge the agencies nothing. Okay? We don't charge them anything. So that's why we have so many looking at us at any one time.
The biggest names in modeling are prominently mentioned in the presentation, but eModel officials say potential models are not told these well-known agencies have hired models through them. However, that's not what we hear when we ask specific questions to a Houston recruiter.
What are some of the major agencies that use your service? Ford, they've hired models through you. Ford, Elite, Click, Wilhelmina, they've all used some of the biggest ones, you name them, they've used us, as well as like HBO, Showtime, MTV, VH1, E!
They've hired all through your website.
All these companies gone online and hired models?
They all have access to the database and have registered to receive a username and password to access the database.
But have they hired models?
I don't know if each and every one of them have hired models. They do have access to view the models.
We contacted the main offices of Ford, Elite, Wilhelmina, and Click in New York. Officials with all four agencies tell us, to the best of their knowledge, they've not hired models through eModel. There is a Ford agency that does work with eModel, but it's a smaller agency in Boston, and it's found jobs for about a dozen eModels. We've also talked with companies in California and Connecticut that together have hired 11 eModels. One even called it a fantastic resource and time saver. As for Houston, eModel put us in touch with 5 models here. They've gotten interviews, but so far, no jobs.
I was just shopping around again, and somebody else came up to me and told me the same thing. They're like, oh, you look like a model.
These 2 models, whom we met at eModel's headquarters in Orlando, told us they got jobs through the website.
Actually, I booked my first job in the first week.
Over 83% are contacted or sent to see at least one agency within the first 90 days.
The chairman of eModel is this man, Cortez Randall. He's also the longtime president of Federal News Service in Washington, D.C. Back in the 70s and 80s, Randall made headlines himself for 2 trips to prison. Federal authorities say he was involved in mail, wire, and securities fraud. In this statement, the E-Model chairman tells Fox 26 investigates his legal problems were 20 or 30 years ago, and they in no way affect E-Model. He also writes, "My accomplishments over the past 15 years should assure anyone they can have confidence in me."
How do you feel about modeling?
After the open call, we meet one-on-one to see if Dina has enough model potential to be asked back for a second interview. We are told only 1 in 5 from the open call is asked to return. But this former scout believes just about everyone is asked back if they appear eager to sign up and pay up.
I think it was a money game.
But E-Model denies that, saying about half of the wannabe models are turned away because they don't meet the company's criteria. After the break, we'll go back undercover to show you if Dina makes the cut.